Hi, I'm Dr. Armstrong Mensah, and I'm very happy to hear that my videos were useful to you. In the next few minutes, I'm going to try and answer some of the questions you sent to me. Now, I said some because time is of the essence and there isn't too much time on this video, so I'll answer as many of them as I can. I'll begin by answering your questions related to HIV and obesity, and then I'll answer the questions related to chronic and infectious diseases in the next video. By the way, the questions you asked were very, very good and very interesting. Now let's go to the questions. I'll take them one by one. Okay, so what is the maximum number of years that a person infected with HIV can survive? Well, after a diagnosis of HIV, if that individual is not put on ART, then chances are they will die after 3 years of infection. But if they are put on ART, then they'll live a long life like anybody who, isn't infected by the virus. Next question. Why is it that in the early stages of HIV infection, test results can be negative? Well, it's because the virus can turn itself off and then wrap itself in a coating of sugar molecules that make it very difficult for the body's immune system to detect. Why is it that HIV cannot be transmitted by a mosquito bite? Well, unlike mosquito-borne diseases, the virus cannot replicate in the mosquito, so it gets broken down and cannot be spread. Is it true that some people cannot be infected by HIV? If yes, why? Well, the answer is yes and no. See, in the 1990s, two teams of scientists found that people who were born with changes in a gene called CKR5 seem to have some kind of resistance to the HIV-1 virus. They also found that people who had one normal and one defective gene with this CKR5 gene were susceptible to HIV. Next question. Is there scientific evidence that proves that HIV can be transmitted through saliva? Well, to the best of my knowledge, the answer is no. See, the thing is, saliva has enzymes in it that breaks down the virus and prevents it from even getting the chance to spread. How can an HIV-infected mother prevent herself from infecting her baby during breastfeeding? Well, the best way will be not to breastfeed the child. See, once you start to breastfeed, the virus will find its way through the breast milk to the baby. Now we are on question 7. It says, we know GSU is one of the developed universities when it comes to research. Is there any serious research being done to find a cure for HIV/AIDS? Has any cure been discovered yet? Now, I can only speak for the School of Public Health, and I believe that that is not the focus of research at this point. Question 8. Why has it been difficult to treat HIV with drugs? Now, again, the virus has the ability to hide its instructions in cells, and so once it does that, it makes it difficult for drugs that are taken to even find it. Question 9. How does antiretroviral therapy work in raising the immunity of the body? Well, antiretroviral therapies protect or boost the body's immune system if people take the medication as prescribed and consistently. So, for example, you take it every day and at the same set time. Moving on to question 10. Why is cancer considered as an opportunistic infection like tuberculosis in people living with HIV? Well, as I said in the video initially, once someone is infected with HIV, their body's immune system is compromised. So diseases that the body could otherwise have fended off now find their way easily into the person's body, and TB and cancer take advantage of this situation and strike. Question 11. Is condom really a good method of HIV prevention? What if it ruptures during sexual intercourse? Good question. Now, this is what has been written. This is what the literature says. Condoms are good for STD prevention, but they are not 100%. So of course, yes, they can be ruptured. The best thing would be, abstinence. That is, if it's possible. Question 12. Which group is more at risk for HIV? I would say men who sleep with men, commercial sex workers, and people who have multiple sexual partners. Question 13. How can we improve the number of children who are overweight? Well, we can do this by reducing portion size and the intake of sugary foods, encourage physical activity, and get these kids to eat balanced diets. Well, that's it for the obesity and HIV related questions. As I said earlier, I will address your infectious and chronic disease questions in the next video. Thank you.